Hello and welcome to Retro Breeze. A couple of months ago, I received the incredible Cold Grey AYN Odin Pro. It really is a sight to behold, and it's by far the best gaming device I've ever owned, and believe me, that's saying a lot. Well, today it's about to get way better, thanks to the amazing Sakura Retro Modding, and these incredible grey-coloured PlayStation-style buttons made specifically for the Odin. The package came with a few additional bits and pieces, including a fun little opening tool, and some other stuff which we'll actually be looking at soon in another video. Here's the buttons themselves, and you can see they're absolutely beautiful. They're pretty hard to get because they're very limited in quantity and they sell out super fast. I was at my computer jamming F5 when they announced the sale, and I was lucky enough to actually snag some before they sold out. I really recommend following at Sakura Retro Modding on Instagram to find out when their products will become available, and also to follow them on YouTube and Etsy as well. Links to all of these are of course in the description box below. Oh, and if you're a Miyoo Mini owner, there's lots for you on their store as well as for any other devices you might have too. Anyway, the button's grey colour is just about a perfect match for the Cold Grey Odin. It seems to match the colour of the analog sticks and the D-pad absolutely perfectly. And just putting these buttons on top of the stock buttons, I really get the feeling that these are going to look absolutely incredible. I cannot wait anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and install them. And I'm going to show you how I did it. By the way, this here is a simple kickstand that I got from Amazon. I really recommend this, it's a must-have accessory for the Odin. Anyway, I'll start here by removing the 4 screws on the back. Now, I'll use this opening tool to unclip the 2 halves of the shell. To be honest, I had a bit of trouble finding the best starting point, but thanks to Sakura's video, I was able to find that it was close to the shoulder button by the SD card flap. Finally, I managed to work my way around, but I have to say this was a pretty tough task. The Odin is put together really well, and that made it kinda difficult to get apart. However, I really appreciate this very destructible opening tool that Sakura Modding included. I really felt like it kept my Odin shell safe and intact despite my heavy-handedness while trying to open it. It's really good to have tools that break before they can break your device. With the shell off, we can see the Odin's internals, and I think it's absolutely great that the controls are both contained on daughter board. It makes installing the buttons far easier and safer because it means that you're not messing with the motherboard itself. Anyway, I'll remove the screws, the speaker, the ribbon cables, and I'll take out the analog stick. This board simply slides out nice and easily like this. Underneath, I just need to pull out the rubber membrane and access the buttons. I really love the design that AYN went with here, because each button is individual and unique, meaning you cannot put a button in the wrong place, and you could even mix and match designs from different manufacturers if you wanted. Anyway, Sakura also saw fit to mimic this design with their buttons, and with those put in, we're about done. A surprisingly speedy mod. Now we'll just put everything back together and close up the Odin. Though the eagle-eyed among you may have noticed this. The shoulder switch is actually in front of the button, so after making this I actually had to take the whole thing apart again to fix it. But I'll spare you that mess in this video. Be sure to test everything before you put your device back together. I didn't do that. Anyway, here's the big reveal. Introducing my retro PlayStation 1 Grey Odin. I have to say, these buttons look absolutely mesmerizingly incredible, and this colorway with the light grey body and the darker grey details just looks amazing with the PlayStation symbols right there. I can't put it into words, it looks absolutely incredible, and it just reminds me of the old PlayStation 1 controller so much. It's kind of like a modern retro PSP. And of course the buttons feel amazing too. I had heard the complaints about the Odin buttons being too high, but I never really had a problem with them. But now that I have these new buttons in, they are just so much better than the stock ones. They're noticeably shorter and much more responsive. Alright, well, I have some PlayStation gaming to do on my new AYN Odin PlayStation edition, so I will wrap this one up here. Please go ahead and check out Sakura Retro Modding on Etsy, YouTube and Instagram using the links in the description. Their buttons are seriously great quality and you really won't be disappointed if you pick some up, whether it's for the Odin, the Miyoo Mini or otherwise. And that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.